Let's take a look at gold, silver, and the miners. Not necessarily in that order. Let's start with Agnico Eagle Mines, which was net lower for March by 19.2%. Now, it did get a new historic high, but that's not. I mean, it's the biggest down candle in the history of Agnico Eagle. And yeah, you can argue it's just a retrace of all these gains, but that is a pretty bearish candle. And if I don't know, I can't expect the 10 MA to hold. If it gets taken out, then we're looking at a long way down. Momentum's rolled over. First Majestic Silver down 32.9%. It's not a bearish engulfing candle, but it's horrible. And look at this. I mentioned this in a few spaces over across the last few days. Look at this. Look what happens when we get one of these candles. Look at that one there. We went down for 3 years. Look at that one there. We went down for 4 years or so. Look at this one. What do you think's going to happen now, huh? This isn't good. Look, momentum's only just started to roll over. You could argue this is just all of this volume since kind of late 24 is just hysteria volume. But it is what it is. 32.9% ain't bullish. Moving on. Anglo Gold Ashanti, new historic high, but a full downside reversal down 22.5%. I mean, it ain't bullish. It's the same issue here. We have a rollover on higher volume. I cannot see the 10 MA holding. Bearish. Barrick Mining. It did take out the February high, not a historic high. That was still January candle was the bullish exhaustion high. But the March candle is bearish engulfing, down 19.6%. I can't see the 35 MA holding, in which case basic target is 27. Core mining, another one slaughtered, down 30.9%. Again, this one's looking more vulnerable than others. I mean, this isn't good, is it? Look at the volume, highest volume ever. I mean, do you really think? Again, considering the main market, that's my concern. Main market, dollar looks like it wants to strengthen in April. This isn't good. DRD gold down 23.8%. Momentum's rolled over. Bearish. Endeavor silver down 33%. I mean, look, 10 MA was pierced briefly. Bullish exhaustion high in January. 15.15 already down into the nines. What are we looking at here? Sixes? Look at the volume. Note that the actual volume is actually starting to decline. The buyers are burnt out. Franco Nevada, new historic high, but again, another one that's settled down 11.8%. It's holding up better than other things, that's for sure. And momentum's just started to roll over on higher volume. So I would accept it's still midterm bullish, right? This one's still midterm bullish. The resilient are going to hold with a stop around 210, or maybe this month's low of 219. If it goes under that, there's nothing but empty air. Goldfields, GFI, down 20.6%. Very similar to the other sector. We had a little spike up for 10 MA. Momentum's just started to roll over. Hecla. January saw a hyper spike high of 34.16. The stock has been cut almost in half. Net lower for March by 25.2%. I mean, really, basic target is the 10 MA. That'll be in the 15s as of April the 1st. Momentum has just started to roll over. Harmony Gold Mining. That is a hyper bearish engulfing candle because it covers all these candles from like mid of last year. It's terrible. So down 32.4%. Look, it's come down from 26s to 15s already in a month. Momentum. Okay, this is something. This is one of the more bearish miners. Momentum will turn negative as of April the 1st. Absolutely short-term bearish. Kinross Gold. Another one. Bearish engulfing candle. Down 17.4%. Momentum has just started to roll over. Newmont. We cleared the February high. Settled under the body of the previous candle though. Bearish engulfing candle. Down 16.6%. I can't see the 10 MA holding. If it doesn't, basic target be 76s. Momentum's just started to roll over. Pan American Silver down 20.3%. Very similar candle to the other ones. Again, if you don't believe the 10 MA's got a hold, next target is around 35. Momentum has started to roll over. Volume was a historic 189 million. Royal Gold. That is a bearish engulfing candle. Look at how these stocks are spiking from the 10 MA. So you can see there's buyers out there. They try to spike. And of course, the main market climbed into the end of the month, but still, that's a monthly decline of 15.1%. Not great. SSR mining. So that's a new multi-year high, but it did close down 8.7%. Very spiky on the lower end. Some buyers piled in, but yeah, and I would accept. It's still midterm bullish. I mean, I would accept many of these miners are midterm bullish, but if they lose the 10 MA, which I believe they will, that's a problem. Wheat and precious metals, new historic high this month, 165, but settled at 131. Again, another one where they spiked off the 10 MA, but I don't think it will hold much longer. So, most of these look similar, but most of these stocks are down, 15, 20, 25%. Not great. Let's jump to silver and gold. Let's start with gold. Let's get some real perspective. So we had a high of 54.19, went down to 4,098, spiked off a 10 MA. That is a bearish engulfing candle. That is a bad, bad thing to see. Also, the fact that we had that after this spike. So this was January was the bullish exhaustion high marked by a hyper spike. February was a fake out where they try to rally again. And then March was a full-on downside reversal with a bearish engulfing candle. 46.76. I got to be bearish to at least 3,500. I would accept that's a crazy bold target right now, but that's based on a stronger dollar, sustained bond yields around current level, and a main market that's prone to going down. Momentum has just started to roll over, and it's going to take months to see momentum turn negative. At least, some way, not until maybe late summer. But that is a bearish engulfing candle. That's as bearish as it gets, folks. We're down $601 for the month, 11.4%. That is not bullish. I see people getting bullish gold. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at? Anyone who thinks gold is bullish right now needs to go stare at this chart for a good hour. That's about the most bearish candle you're ever going to see. It's actually in dollar terms, that's the biggest drop ever. In percentage terms, it's a pretty big drop. I mean, that's 11% in a month. But yeah, bearish gold, at least in the short term. And we shall conclude with silver. So silver was down for the month by $18.43, 19.6. Yeah, look at this. Hyper spike high in January of 121.64. February was a bullish engulfing candle, but it was a fake out. March, bearish engulfing candle. We cooled down from the 96s to $60 and then settled at 75. But that is a bearish engulfing candle with one of the biggest I mean, probably one of the biggest nominal net monthly declines ever. In fact, it probably is, right? It's got to be the biggest net monthly decline in dollar terms. And even in percentage terms, we're talking about almost 20%. So it's 75. 10 MA is 58. If that goes, then what are we looking at? Minimum of 50. And if you believe in a deflationary depression, then we're looking at least 34. And I accept that's crazy talk, but that is a bearish engulfing candle. That is bearish, goddammit. It's like, come on. That's not bullish. And yet there are people out there, I see them all over the place. Oh, they're bullish the miners, they're bullish gold and silver. I'm like, okay, but what about that? I mean, I guess you could say it's a fake out, like February was. February was a fake out, full on reversal in March. My concern is that if you are bearish equities for April, you have to be bearish silver. That's simple. You cannot be bullish silver if you believe equities are going to be net lower across April. So I can't. I gotta admit, I wish I could be bullish gold, silver, and the miners, but I can't. Can't do it. I gotta call it for what it is, not what I want it to be. Bearish gold, bearish silver, and bearish the miners. I'm sure that will annoy some of you, but it is what it is. On that note, I do wish you a good April.